Alright guys, it's Daima time. Review Daima. Dragon Ball review time. Review time? I gotta come up with a better name for these reviews. But we're gonna be reviewing the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima. And I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was an amazing episode. I saw a mixed bag of stuff online, and I could definitely see the difference between the casual audience and the mainstream Dragon Ball fans. And I really do have to emphasize that Daima really does feel like a love letter to Dragon Ball fans specifically. So if you don't find yourself to be a huge Dragon Ball fan, like you've watched Dragon Ball, you're not really invested into it, I don't think Daima's really going to catch it for you. I really don't. I feel like Daima is for the fans of Z. Daima is for the fans of Dragon Ball. It's a mixture of all the big older fans, and it tries to pull in new fans with a lot of the new animations. But the animations look crisp. The animations look amazing. And I'm really looking forward to the next week's episode. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. But yeah, there's like one big retcon in there. There's a bunch of new characters that I like all of the new characters, by the way. All the new characters are great, fantastic. Voice work was amazing for the sub specifically. Daima, first episode is available on Crunchyroll right now in sub. Dub at a later date and on Netflix in like sometime next week. So we got a good start to the episode. Daima, okay, so spoilers. Very much spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this review, because I'm just going to talk about spoilers in here. I'm not going to talk about like huge, heavy spoilers, but I'm going to talk about key points that I feel like should be discussed. And some of those key points are definitely spoilers. So, the one first thing that is going to pop up is that Daima does take place, technically in the past. It takes place right after Kid Buu. It takes place right after Kid Buu. And some people aren't too happy about that because they think it's in a different timeline. No. Daima is, supposedly Daima is canon. As of right now, until I see the full entirety of the series, I'm not going to assume that Daima takes place in the main canon. For right now, I do believe it is canon. Personally, canon is the manga. Manga is the canon. And then the Super Broly movie is canon. I personally feel Battle of Gods is the canon movie. I don't like the anime Super interpretation of Battle of Gods, but that's a nitpick, probably more so on my part. Either way, the point is that movies aren't generally canon. Now, I will say I do feel like they're going to take a lot of hints and nodes from GT. And you'll notice that immediately because, well, all the characters turn into minis, as they call it. Now, I don't know why they decided to name Goku Mini or whatever, because he's not mini. He's not miniaturized. What does happen is that he is wished to become a child, children, first graders, if you will. And that is definitely taking it right out of the book of GT, which I'm fine with. I have no issue with that. The only thing I hope for is that they don't pull the same kind of thing where, the whole planet's going to explode. We don't know yet. All we know is that we have a plot between these new characters, Goma, a little short jester-looking guy, and then, once again, huge spoilers here, the two other demons who are both siblings of Shin, the Supreme Kai. That really threw me up for a loop. I'm not gonna lie, I like that surprise. I like that Arinzu and Shin's brother, I can't remember his name at the moment. I gotta watch the episode a couple more times before I really memorize the names. But it looks like the real person behind all the plotting could be just about anybody. In all honesty, I'm really not sure who is going to be the I'm not really sure who's going to be the main villain. It obviously, most people will say it's Goma, the jester looking dude. He's going to be the primary enemy. But at the same time, we got a new Namek. We got 2 Kais that have turned bad or turned demon race, turned to the demon race. And all of these characters can easily be primary antagonists or the actual hidden over, there's always going to be some like over bad guy that's like, hey, you thought you were the bad guy, but I'm the bad guy. And that's what this whole group right here screams is every one of these guys says, I'm actually the boss. You're just the plaything in the corner. And I'm fine with that. I like that. I think it's going to be very interesting how they play upon that. But basically what happens is because the Bora was actually killed, Goma wants to take over the demon realm, and he feels like the only people standing in his way is Goku and friends, which is why he goes to take the Dragon Balls and he wishes Shenron to make them into children. And the reason why Goten and Trunks are babies is because that was part of the wish. Because they're babies. Turn them into babies. I'm not really sure where the direction of the show is going to go. But I'm looking forward to it. The music and the OST is great. The animations are spotless. They look exactly how they should have went. I feel like the animations for Daima right now should have been what we got for Dragon Ball Super years ago. For whatever reason, they didn't put the money into it at the time. And that's fine because we have Daima now, and hopefully maybe Super will get a reanimation treatment. But I really like the callback to the whole Z series. They go over Raditz, Frieza, Cell, and Kid Buu. They really glowed them up. They really glowed in this episode from the random grabs of looking back in time. I really like that. I thought it was really good. I thought it was very interesting to watch. And I've actually watched the episode like 2 or 3 times now. I need to watch it like 5 more times. I really do. And especially in English. I don't know about the English dubbing. I really wanted to wait to do the review until the English dubbing come out, but I'm not willing to wait for it because if it's going to take more than a couple days, it's not worth waiting for it on a review because I want it fresh. I want it fresh in my mind. I am actually curious what people do think about Daima. I'm not done with my review right now, but please do comment below what you feel about Daima. How do you feel about it? Did you like the first episode? Did it really capture you? Are you confused on a couple things? Discuss it. Please discuss it. I would like to comment with you and talk with you about it. But anyways, Dabura is the actual king of the demon realm, and technically these guys aren't supposed to be leaving the demon realm. So there's a lot of like mystery right now with the demon realm and how they came to be, and how they got into the world. The one thing I will say that is disappointing in the back of my head is that because this takes place right after Kid Buu, this means that we already know what's going to happen. We know somehow they're going to, defeat the demons. They're going to get their bodies back to a normal size. And, they're going to move on. And it's going to take place into Super with Beerus and Resurrection of F. Frieza and then the rest of Super and then up till now. That's how it's going to go. So I am looking forward to the adventure, though I don't like that I basically already know the answer. I don't like that I already know the ending. That's the only thing I don't like. I will say that I seen a lot of skepticism about it because of the way they introed into the whole thing. But personally, I like the slow build-up because it's been a hot minute since we had the anime. And I think maybe looking down the line, like a year from now, am I going to really rewatch the first episode of Daima? Probably not. I'd probably skip the first episode in all honesty. Or just be pure background noise. It'd be one of the two. But yeah, I can understand why some people wouldn't like the first episode purely on that fact of saying like, hey, it's not a very exciting full-fledged episode. There's not a huge amount of violence going on. It's just some kooky characters. It's a lead up. It's a lot of build up, and that's fine. I'm fine with the build up as long as the next episode really delivers and shows us some more stuff. Show us Goku and friends going into the demon realm, show us some more kooky casting and some real humor in there. I love that they're bringing the humor back. I feel like the humor was lost in Super. I feel like Super didn't have as much humor as Z and Dragon Ball original series. So I'm happy that Daima's back. I'm happy that Daima is here to bring back an old feeling that I haven't felt in years. So I look forward to it. I really do. The one thing I will say is that just like how this sparking video is going with Dabura versus Mini Goku, do keep in mind they are dramatically weaker. Nobody's going Super Saiyan. Nobody's going Ultra Instinct, God. None of that is happening. None of that's going to happen. You will have epic battles, for sure, Super Saiyan and so forth. And, and you will have a lot of good action-packed scenes, but do not expect to see Goku and friends just one-shotting the Demon Realm. So, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun moving into the second episode. I really liked them going through the Majin Buu saga and just showing, giving us a retouch up on all of the animations for like Gohan and Vegeta and everything. It was really nice seeing all that. It was really exciting and interesting to look at. It's a good watch. It's a good watch on the eyes. It's very pleasing on the eyes. So the animation's good. Build up is there for the story. Characters are all top notch. I don't not like a single one of the characters. Usually I don't like gesture-based kind of characters like Goma, but in this case, I think Goma's great. I think he's a very good casted character. And I look forward to seeing what these demons are going to do. So, one last thing that I did want to go ahead and bring up is that to remind everybody that this is the last piece of Akira Toriyama work that we will have from him after his passing earlier this year. Rest his soul. Thank you, Akira Toriyama, for bringing us a loving, amazing, grand adventure of a series. And I'm happy that you got to work on this one last bit and put your heart and your soul into it. And I look forward to seeing the rest of it. Anyways, everyone, let me know what you think of the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima down in the comments below. And I hope you have a good day and a good night.